What's up, guys? It's Motha Paige here, and I'm doing pretty good. How are you? It is January the 6th, 2020. So here we are with our first segment of Monday Motivations with Motha Paige. And today we will be talking about protecting your peace, which I think is very important for us going into this new year. So stay tuned and let's get right into it. Okay, guys? All right, so like I mentioned today, guys, we'll be speaking on protecting your peace. So it is so very important for us to protect our peace. The definition of peace is the state of quiet or tranquility, freedom from disturbance or agitation, applicable to society, individuals, and the temper of the mind. And I wanted to focus today on those three things, those three topics: society, individuals, and the temper of the mind in relation to protecting your peace. So let's get into that. So guys, oftentimes we allow our peace to be altered or allow our peace to be dictated by way of what we see and by way of what society deems as acceptable and is the right way for our lives. A lot of times we, myself included, find ourselves being more so consumed with trying to fit into the categories that society puts on us in the world that we live in today. I saw a quote the other day that was very much so applicable to this topic, and it read, "Welcome to society, where you will be judged by what you wear, you will be judged by how you look, you will be judged on your taste in music, you will be judged on your actions and what you say." And that quote was from an anonymous source, and I just thought that quote was so fitting because a lot of times that is exactly what happens. We lose track and we commit ourselves to the ways of society, and we get so, like I said, caught up in everything to where we actually lose ourselves. So my advice concerning this, by keeping your peace intact and keeping and protecting your peace concerning the society, is just to be yourself. So just be yourself, guys, and just be you, basically. That's my saying for 2020. Just be you and let society do what they're going to do. That's all you can do at the end of the day. The next thing concerning protecting your peace is dealing with individuals, dealing with people. So how to protect your peace in dealing with people. And I had to learn this the hard way for years. There's another quote of mine that's my favorite thing to read when I first wake up in the morning. I literally have it postered on my wall, and I keep it in my phone too, because I always like to refer back to that if I start to feel myself, getting into a mood or getting into a place where my peace is being disturbed. It's that people will come and people will go, but you will have to live with yourself. So live pleasant, live positive, and live peaceful. Let me say that again, because some of y'all need to really stick to this. People will come into your life and people will go. You will have to learn to live with yourself. So live pleasant, live positive, and live peaceful. I cannot explain to you how fitting this is for a lot of us, and we need to really stick with this for 2020, because like it says, people are going to come and people are going to go, but at the end of the day, you are going to have to deal with you, because at the end of the day, guys, you have to make sure that you are okay. It's okay to help people and to be there for other people, but you also have to be there for yourself. So people are going to be people are going to, like I said, come in and out of your life, but at the end of the day, the most important thing to realize here and this topic is that you have to live with yourself. So you have to make sure that you are pleasant. You have to make sure that you are thinking and staying positive, and you have to make sure that you are being peaceful, living peaceful, not letting outside things disrupt that. Sometimes outside things do come in, but reel it back in and get refocused and get realigned. So always protect your peace concerning people in every way possible, okay? Because people are going to be people. Live your life, keep it moving, and just make sure that you are staying on track. And the last thing concerning protecting your peace for today is dealing with your mind, dealing with your thought process. It's all fine and well to be spiritually well. It's all fine and well to be physically well. But when you are unhealthy here in your mind and in your thoughts, that's a totally different problem to have. Your mind sometimes will start to control you. Trust me, I have been there. I know people who are there. I know people who are there right now. And what you have to remember is that you can speak to your mind and you can speak to your thoughts. I have to do it every single day. Because sometimes our minds and our thoughts will take us places that we don't want to go. It'll take us places to where we don't even need to be. It'll make It will have us make conclusions concerning situations in our lives that aren't the conclusions of what God says is going to happen. So you have to speak to that thought. You have to speak to your mind. The Bible says that God will keep us in perfect peace as long as we keep our minds stayed on Him. So if we could just learn to keep our minds on God and just to trust Him in His timing and His process. Even going back to society, we try to relate a lot of our problems to what's going on in society and try to compare. And it's like, if you just stay focused and stay tuned in with God, all the peace that He has to offer to us is available. We just have to do our part. And the Bible says, I believe it's in John 14, I'll leave it here somewhere on the screen, where God is saying to us, He's saying, my peace I give to you. He's saying, my peace. I don't give it to you as the world gives it to you, but it's my peace. And it's nothing better than God's peace. Like I said, you can have all the things in the world. You can have all the money in the world, all the fame, all the things that society and this world has to offer. But if your peace is depleted and your mind right here is not functioning too good, let me tell you, it becomes a whirlwind and it becomes impossible to reel it back in. I've experienced it. I know people who have gone through it, and we see it all over social media tons of times over and over again, because people are not healthy right here, and people are not accessing or punching into the access of what true peace is, and that's the peace that's given to us from God. We can even go over to Philippians 4, where the Bible is saying, and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding, the peace of God that surpasses everything, that surpasses all of our, doubts, all of our fears, all of our, trying to get over what someone has to say about us, all of the opinions, all of the things that we have going on in our head while we're trying to stay afloat or trying to stay the it person because of what society is saying. The peace of God will surpass all of that. It says the peace of God that surpasses all understanding, and that same peace will guard your heart and guard your mind. These two work hand in hand, whether you believe it or not. So God's peace will guard both of these to where you won't have to worry about a thing. That is so good. And at the top of that passage, it says, and be anxious for nothing. You don't have to worry or have anxiety about anything, but by prayer and supplications and thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. So even before you even get to the part of trying to figure all this stuff out that you're figuring out, or all the anxiety that comes up in your mind about different things and your peace is altered, the Bible says be anxious about nothing. You don't have to worry about anything. Pray and make your request known to God, and He will do it. He will give you all the peace that you need. It's right there in the book. So my advice for keeping your mind at peace and, keeping your thoughts under control, like I said, speak to those thoughts, quote those scriptures or refer to those scriptures that I mentioned here in this video today, and just ask the Lord. Just ask the Lord to just give you a peace of mind. I do it all the time. I just say, Lord, help me to control my thoughts. Help me to control my mind. Help me to keep my mind and my trust in you. And while I'm in this trusting and in this waiting process, help me to trust you. And while I'm in the trusting process, I know that God is going to keep me in perfect peace because His word already told me. So all I have to do is just wait, be still, and just relax. That's all we have to do sometimes, is just relax. So guys, that is all for today in this segment of Monday Motivations with Motha Paige for the first full week of the new year, which is 2020. Happy New Year, guys. I pray that this is a blessed and a peaceful week for you all. Let's stay motivated and let's keep protecting our peace throughout the rest of the year. Please go ahead down below and like this video. Comment down below what other topics that you guys want to discuss. I have a lot of topics for us going forward, 3 months worth. So we'll be having a lot of good stuff to talk about and a lot of good stuff to discuss here on the segment of Monday Motivations with Motha Paige. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you are not, so that you won't miss a segment or so that you won't miss any of the videos that Motha Paige goes ahead and posts on here. Have an amazing week, you guys, and Motha Paige loves you.